Hey guys, welcome to the new module of this digital marketing course. In this module, we will be learning about search engine optimization. Let's have a look on the topics which we will be covering in this module. So the first thing which we will be learning is what is search engine. Then comes what is the aim of a search engine algorithm. Then search engine result page, the search engine index, how search engine works, what happens when a search is performed, what is SEO, SEO versus SEM, white hat versus black hat SEO, what does SEO provides, 7 phases of SEO, how can business grow through SEO, what is the search engine positioning, why is search engine positioning actually important to us, what does SEO need, the search engine optimization process. Then we will learn about the search engine optimization tools available. Then how long does it take for a search engine to show results, and at the end we will be having few points to remember. So that will be the conclusion of this whole module. So now let's begin. What is search engine? A search engine is designed to search for information on the World Wide Web, that is www and FTP servers. The search results are generally presented in a list of results. The very first tool used for searching on the internet was Arcade. It was created in 1990 by computer science students at McGill University in Montreal. Finding the document will be based on keywords that users type and returns a list of web pages that contains the keyword that it finds. As we can see in this picture, find and Google are the two keywords on which the search engine can perform its search and give the results based on it. Now comes what is the aim of a search engine algorithm. The aim of search engine algorithm is to present a relevant set of high quality search results that will fulfill the user's query or questions as quickly as possible. The user then selects an option from the list of search results, and this action along with subsequent activity then feeds into the future learnings which can affect search engine rankings for going forward. Then comes search engine result page. So the result may consist of web pages, images, information and other type of files. As here in this picture we can see that there are some pictures which are there displayed when we type for search engine. There are few links available of few websites and the other informations are also there. So this is how a search engine result page actually looks. Then comes the search engine index. Web pages that are discovered by the search engine are added into a data structure called an index. The index includes all the discovered URLs along with the number of the relevant key signals about the contents of each URL, such as the keywords discovered within the page's content, what topics does the page cover, then the type of content that is being crawled using microdata called schema, what is included on the page, then the freshness of the page which depicts how recently was it updated, then at last the previous user engagement of the page or the domain, which tells how do people interact with the page. Now let's have a look about how search engine actually works. So search engine use software called bots or spiders to scour the web. These bots and spiders find new websites and web pages by following links on the web page. They only read the text based content, so they will not be able to read any image or corrective. Then the search engine stores this data into a huge library called an index that we have already studied earlier. So when you search for something on the search engine, it reaches into the gigantic index, and before displaying a list of web pages, it uses its algorithm to calculate which ones best match for your search query, and then it finally displays the results accordingly. Now let's have a look what happens when a search is performed. So when a search query is entered into a search engine by a user, all of the pages which are deemed to be relevant are identified from the index, and an algorithm is used to hierarchically rank the relevant pages into a set of results. The algorithms used to rank the most relevant results differ for each search engine. For example, a page that ranks highly for a search query in Google may not rank highly for the same query in Bing. In addition to the search query, search engines use other relevant data to return results. That includes location, in a sense that some search queries are location dependent, for example, caves near me or movie times, etc. Then comes the language detected. Search engines will return results in language of the user if it can be detected. Then previous search history. Search engines will return different results for a query depending on what user has previously searched for. Then lastly, the device. A different set of results may be returned based on the device from which the query was made. Now comes what is SEO, that is search engine optimization. Let's understand in a way that over 94% of people who use Google only look at the first page of search results, and most people only click on the first three results. 83% of the people worldwide use Google, but this concept applies to every search engine. So what do you do if your small business website appears on 12th page of results instead of the first page? So here comes search engine optimization to rescue you from this situation. So search engine optimization is the process of growing the quality and quantity of website traffic by increasing the visibility of a website or the web page to users of a web search engine. SEO refers to the improvement of unpaid results and excludes direct traffic and the purchase of paid placements. We can also say that search engine optimization is the process of increasing your site positioning and page rank organically through quality backlinks and effective keywords, as SEO is the most effective way to increase traffic to your website. Now let's look at the differentiation between SEO and SEM. So SEO, as we already know, that it is search engine optimization, whereas SEM is search engine marketing. So SEO is a free method, whereas SEM is a paid one. Let's look at the uses of both of them. So SEO uses search engines such as Google and Yahoo to gain potential customers, whereas SEM uses search engine but with paid advertising. SEO takes time, whereas SEM gives faster results, but it might not be your desired audience. Now let's see what's white hat versus black hat SEO. So white hat SEO refers to the SEO techniques, best practices and strategies that abide by search engine rule. Its primary focus is to provide more value to people. Whereas black hat SEO refers to the techniques and strategies that attempt to spam or fool search engines. While black hat SEO can work, it put websites at tremendous risk of being penalized or de-indexed, that means removed from the search results, and has ethical implications. Penalized websites have bankrupted businesses. It's just another reason to be very careful when choosing an SEO expert or an agency for your business. Now let's have a look what SEO provides. So the first thing SEO provides is increased visibility. As more people will visit your website, and it will give international recognition to your products and services when you will be using SEO. Then high ROI, that means return on investment. An effective SEO campaign can bring a higher return on your investment than any other type of marketing for your company. Then comes long-term positioning. Search engine optimization is a cheaper and long-term solution than any other search engine marketing strategy. Then comes cost effectiveness. One of the great benefits of search engine optimization is that it is cost effective and requires minimum amount of capital for the maximum exposure of your website. Then comes the flexibility. You can get traffic according to the organizational strategy to meet the needs and requirements of your choice. That means you can just make few changes in your SEO and can flex the traffic accordingly. Then comes the measurable results. So you can measure, as it is a unique quality of SEO campaigns, that you can quantify the results of search engine optimization by positioning reports of search engines, visitor conversions, and the other factors of this nature. So these were the benefits which we can have by having SEO. So these are the 7 key phases of SEO. So the first one is SEO audit. Knowing where you are is crucial to getting where you need to go. Take a moment to understand what is keeping you from ranking high on search engine. Then comes keyword research. Researching a good keyword option can mean the difference between success and failure. Be certain to choose a keyword that is searched frequently but has little competition. Then comes link building. In addition to blogging, it is important to get links to your website. Google views links to your site like a vote from the online public that says this company is legit. Then comes social media marketing. Once you have SEO friendly web pages, blog posts, and links to your website, it is time to promote all three on the social media. Content is not much good without an audience. Then comes change existing pages. Now that you have your keywords set, it is the time to make certain your existing content is lining up with your SEO objectives. Don't underestimate the power of this step. Then comes checking technical SEO aspects. When Google scans your website, it is not just searching for words users see. It is also looking for other information called metadata. Make sure Google is seeing the right metadata for you. Then at the last comes blog around keyword. Once you have your keywords set and your website content is SEO friendly, it is the time to look at your blog, as every campaign has keywords in it that can benefit you in several ways. So these were discussed earlier were all the 7 phases of a SEO. Now let's have a look how can business grow through SEO. SEO lets you focus your efforts on the exact people you want to visit your website. Because businesses are able to target ideal visitors instead of relying on broad ads. 72% of business says SEO gives them the most bang on their buck compared to newspaper or television ads. After running the numbers in new revenue, it becomes apparent why SEO is valuable, especially for the small businesses who cannot spend more but needs to have a sustainable exposure in the market. So you aren't completely done when your page reaches the front page of search engines. Ideal visitors are even more likely to become customers or subscribers if your website is well designed, has clear contact information, and polite staff ready to answer any queries of them. Now comes what is search engine positioning. So search engine positioning is the continuous process of optimizing web pages in order to achieve higher results in search engines for specific keywords, or in other words, we can also say that search engine positioning is a subset of search engine optimization that focuses on achieving higher rankings for specific pages as opposed to working on site-wide technical SEO improvements or choosing keywords to optimize for. So now, why is search engine positioning important? Search engine positioning is important because it affects how much traffic your website receives. The more people you have visiting your site, the better chances you have of selling your products or services. When conducting a search, most people tend to go no further than the first page of Google. It's very important that your brand is one of these 10 results that presents on the first page of the Google or any other search engine. So this is the Google's click-through rate. As here we can see that the first page has the greatest click-through rate, as this is 31.73%, and the second one has 24.71%, and it hence decreases from the third one to the 10th one. So now let's see what does SEO actually needs. So you need to make pages primarily for users, not for search engines. Don't deceive your users or present different content to search engines than you display to your users, which is commonly referred to as cloaking. Then make a site with a clear hierarchy and text links. Every page should be reachable from at least one static text link. Then create a useful information rich site and write pages that clearly and accurately describe your content. Then make sure that your elements and ALT attributes are descriptive and accurate. So these few things are actually needed by an SEO to perform for your business. So now, how long should it take for an SEO to show results? So in the very first month, the program setup and the initial site optimization is done. It revises website for content and clarity, implements initial site optimization, and then integrates site into proprietary linking network. Then in between the second and the fifth month, it focuses on rankings, where it examines the traffic patterns, it reviews the visitation patterns, and then review of keywords traffic by search engines is done, and then development of reference point for conversion tracking is also done in this period. Then later in between 6 to 9 months, it focuses on traffic and visitors. By focusing on keyword targeting, it begins development on new key phrase rich content. Then at last, in between 10 to 12 months, it focuses finally on the conversions, which increase the conversion percentages. Now let's have a look on the search engine optimization process. Here we will learn about the website and competitive analysis, optimizing page for main keywords, building backlinks, content optimization, submit site to search engines, off-page promotion and search engine optimization reporting, analyzing ranking and traffic, then on-page search engine optimization, and website and competitive analysis. So in this, the first thing we need to do is research. So the keyword research. Keyword phrase research involves identifying a group of keyword phrases that will be used in optimization. This step is critical and requires a considerable amount of time to find a good set of phrases that offer a balanced combination of two important factors, that is high usage by searchers and relatively low competition within the search engines. For example, assume you own a business that leases apartment in the particular metropolitan area, that is a big city. Your apartments are only located in one metro area, so you are not going to select general terms such as apartments. You are only interested in those searchers seeking an apartment in your city. The logical place to start is with the name of your city and world apartments. You may find that the most used phrase is big city apartments. However, when you do sample searches in Google and Yahoo for that phrase, you realize that the competition for that phrase is steep. If you go back to your findings from the keyword tool, you might find that a phrase such as apartments in big city is still heavily used by searchers but is far less competitive. Those phrases are the ones you will then target in the site optimization portion of the SEO work. So determining the most used phrase that contains your target keyword is relatively easy. Online tools allow you to enter a particular keyword or words and will return all the ways in which the word was used by searchers in the last month and in what volume. However, the most used phrase is also likely the one with the greatest competition within the search results and may therefore not be where you would want to devote your optimization efforts. A more effective approach is to find a set of phrases that are heavily used by searchers but somewhat less competitive in terms of the total number of search results. Then comes the competitive research. Once armed with the target keyword phrase, we do a thorough competitive analysis of the subject site against its 7 to 10 biggest competitors using both offline and the online competitors. We use a series of SEO metrics including index content, Alexa rating, inbound links, domain age, and social media following among others. Through this process, we are able to gauge the client's site's starting position against this competition and identifying areas requiring priority in the subsequent work. For example, if we see that relative to the competition, the client site has 50% less index content, then content building would be a priority in the goal setting that happens in the next phase. Then comes reporting and goal setting. After establishing your targeted keyword phrases and starting position related to the site's competitive set, it is important to understand what the subject site's starting position is within the search engines. Doing so ensures that you know the specific area that needs work and provides a baseline against which to gauge the subsequent campaign success. Access to site traffic information is very important. These statistics show how searchers are finding and interacting with the subject site. Example, which search engines, what keyword phrases are being used, bounce rates and most popular content, etc. So understanding the site's traffic level and source of its referrals can also be a critical tool in making other online marketing decisions. After developing a complete picture of the site's starting position, goals are set for the SEO plan. These goals are measurable and tied to specific business objectives of the site. In the ongoing progress of reporting and follow-up, progress towards the plan's goal are analyzed and reported. Adjustments to the SEO plan can be made according to the findings of these progress reports only. Then comes content building. Content is the king in search engine optimization. The search engines love text, high volume, high quality content related to your business will serve you in a couple of important ways. The first one is a site loaded with high quality content of interest to site users will give them a reason to stay and a reason to come back. After all, the reason they came to your site was to find information. And the second thing is you will receive the added benefit of serving up exactly what the search engines want, that is the content. Search engines will have more information to store about your business and products. That information will translate directly into the ranking they give your website for related keyword phrases. We often find in the competitive research phase that the client site is falling behind its competitors in the amount of index content. In those cases, this phase of the process takes on additional importance. Then comes page optimization. So first thing is page titles. Make sure that your site's page titles say something other than just your company's name or welcome. Ideally, they need to lead off with your targeted phrase for that page and then follow with your company name. Then comes prominence of target keyword phrases. It is not enough to have your keyword phrase somewhere on the web page. The placement and prominence given to them also affects your search engine placement. For example, leading of the site's first paragraph with your keyword phrase gives it more weight than burying it halfway down the page in the middle of a paragraph. Also, using larger font sizes and bolding the text can emphasize its importance and positively affect the page's ranking for that phrase. Then comes the sitemap. Developing a sitemap that includes a well organized list of links to all the other pages of your website and includes a text link to the sitemap on your homepage is the ideal way to make sure that all the site's pages are indexed by the search engines when they visit the subject site. Google's Search Console is ideal for this purpose. Now comes the ALT and meta tags. These are the tags that are not seen by site's users. They are embedded in the site's code. ALT tags refer to the text that describes an image, as words that you saw pop up as you mouse over some images. In optimizing your company's name, an ALT tag placed behind the image of your company's logo is ideal. So as meta tags are lines of code included in the uppermost section of your site's code. They communicate the page's subject matter and relevancy to the search engines. Further, the short description of your site included in some search results is pulled from the meta description tag of the home page and should therefore be used to the site's advantage. And lastly, there is technical SEO. There are a number of important technical issues that impact search engine optimization's efforts that need to be verified and corrected if needed. These include site speed, site security, and mobile responsiveness. Then comes building inbound links. Each new quality link to your site increases the likelihood of both the search engines, spiders running across your website, as well as searchers looking for services or products like yours. Google views links to your site as long as they are links from high quality sites as votes for your site and rewards the site accordingly. You can check your link popularity with a variety of free online tools as well. In addition, Google Search Console provides information regarding the inbound links to your site. A word of caution is that free for all links sites and other low quality sites of that nature are of no use, and in fact they detract from your progress with penalties from the search engines. This becomes even more important with Google's release of Penguin algorithm update. We suggest you to build your online reach and influence with new high quality inbound links. Then at the end we have follow-up reporting and analysis. The same reporting done in the initial phase of the campaign is done again at regular intervals post optimization. Rankings, site traffic levels, social signals and other key metrics can then be compared to pre-optimization levels, giving measurable results to the search engine optimization campaign. The specific metrics used in an SEO plan will depend on the particular goals of that site. Now let's have a look on the SEO tools available. So the first one is Google Page Speed Insights. Here we can check the speed and usability of your site on multiple devices. You just need to enter a URL and this tool will test the loading time performance for your desktop or mobile, plus identify opportunities to improve. The mobile results can also come with a user experience score, grading areas like tab targets and font sizes, etc. The other one is most local listing score. Here you can see how your local business looks online. Most crunches data from more than 10 different sources that includes Google, Yelp and Facebook to score your brick and mortar business on how it looks online. Results come complete with actionable fixes for inconsistent or incomplete listing. Then we have keywordtool.io. Hundreds of keyword ideas based on a single keyword is provided on this platform. You just need to enter a keyword and the keyword tool provides a huge handful of long tail keyword opportunities and the common questions asked, which you can implement while setting your SEO. Then we have Google Analytics. It helps in providing complete web stats and search insights. In addition to tracking pretty much every bit of traffic you could imagine on your website, Analytics also surfaces many keyword insights as to which terms people use to land on your pages. You can get this data either under acquisition, search console, queries or acquisition, campaigns or organic keywords. Then comes Google Search Console plus Bing Webmaster Tools, constant website analysis, alerts and error reports. These webmaster tools help give you a taste of what the two top search engines think of your website. It's helpful to see any bugs, alerts and indexing issues. The pro tip here is that each of two tools requires a bit of installation on your site. If you have got a WordPress website, you can add the webmaster code automatically through a plugin like Jetpack or Yoast. Now we have Aries Backlink Checker. So it offers comprehensive link analysis. The free version of Ahrefs Backlink Checker shows the top 100 backlinks to any website or URL along with the total number of backlinks and referring domains, domain rating and URL rating wherever applicable. The pro tip in this case is that you can paste in a competitor's website to find instant link opportunities. Then we have Moz Link Explorer. Complete overview of your website page and links can be done through this explorer. The free version of Link Explorer gives you a quick look, a full range of link analysis, including a look at the most impactful links coming your way and your most linked to pages. And finally, we have Google Keyword Planner. It helps us to know what people search for. Here we just need to enter a keyword or group of keywords into the tool and Google will return all sort of helpful stats to guide your keyword strategy. Monthly search volume, competition and even suggested terms you might not have considered. As we are done with all the topics of search engine optimization, let's have a look on the points which we need to remember. So the first thing is that we need to begin by collecting as much data as we can and conducting thorough research. Then we need to write content geared toward our audience, but we need to make sure that it's better than our competitors. Then we need to create separate campaigns for on-page and off-page search engine optimization. Then we have to make sure that our site loads quickly on both desktop and mobile and that we are attracting backlinks as much as possible. Then we need to figure out how to optimize our website for conversions so we don't waste all that good traffic. Later we need to focus on the user experience and the patterns we detect through user behavior reports. Over the time we'll see that the traffic and the conversions increase based on our hard work. Furthermore, even older content can continue to work hard for us. We need not to discount our efforts as only relevant to the moment. And finally, if we are writing solid green content, we can attract traffic and generate conversions for many years to come. So this was all about this module. Hope you have got to learn everything about search engine optimization. This was all for this module. We'll see you in the next module of this digital marketing course.